It's Friday Night Live, and all of August is long form week. All of August. August is now a week, hence the long part. And I have a wonderful cast for you today, and we are gonna all come together and herald. But let me introduce the cast first. We have JodyLee and Steve, Beth Ann and Barry, and Dawn, and me, Scotty Watson. So let's kick this thing off. I would love to hear a word that fills you with both happiness and satisfaction.
Meatloaf.
I heard meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
So let's pattern that. Meatloaf. JL? Meatloaf.
Home cooking.
Who would you like to send that to?
Oh, to Dawn. Home cooking.
Microwave, Barry.
Let's do name first if we can.
Okay.
Eve, mashed potatoes.
Beth Ann, butter.
Scotty, yum.
Steve, so fattening.
JL, Cole Cannon.
Oh, Barry, Irish food.
Oh, well, Beth Ann, how about some good old gefilte fish?
Done. For you.
Scotty, I have more.
Beth Ann, I'm thrilled because this is one of my favorite things in the world.
Steve, Scotty ate it all.
Oh. JodyLee, I'm disappointed.
Barry, my tongue longs for the taste of bacon.
Oh, Dawn, how about a javelina?
Beth Ann, have Alina, have two Alina.
Scotty, two Lenas must share.
Barry, to you, buddy, to you.
JL, beautiful.
Steve, no regrets.
Beth Ann, happiness.
Done. Catch.
Ooh. Scotty,
Dawn.
give and take.
Dawn, take and give.
JL, give, take.
Beth Ann, repetitive.
Barry, we've got to stop it.
Steve, grab on!
Oh! Don, I've got it. Now you have it.
I got it. Oh, Scotty, I got it. Got it.
Wow. Time travel. All right. Now we have we've patterned games. We got some inspiration. So why don't we dive in? Hey everybody. Let's herald.
Je ne regrette. I do not regret anything that we have done.
Well, I don't regret anything either, but there are some things that have made our life hard.
That is true. Mais I would not do it any other way except with you, mon cher.
But of course, it is not the what we do, it is the who we do it with, no?
Ah, oui. That is so, so true. My heart, my darling. I need cheese.
Then we must make a cheese, right? We are French. That means that we make the best cheese in the world.
But of course, we need to make some cheese. Goat cheese, sheep cheese, cow cheese, yak cheese, I care not. Just cheeses, oh, for the senses.
But since we are French, we are the, how they say in these states, we are progressive, we are cutting edge. That's it. We must make a cutting edge cheese. No?
But it must also be traditional, because the French are nothing without our traditions.
So I suggest that we go to Australia and we make platypus cheese.
Oh, mon cher. That is magnifique.
Right? We get in our vacation
Oui.
and then we get to go see what the platypus is all about. Because I hear that the females produce milk, and if they produce milk, we have cheese.
Oh, I know not quite how you milk a platypus, but I am willing to learn.
Well, we hire people to do that. Right? We are upper management. And so that's what we are in charge.
My darling, you have the best ideas. The very best. Oh,
Now, do you think that your mother will finance this?
oh, oui. That is understood.
Very well. Very well. So we must make sure, though, that the platypus cheese goes well with all different foods, no?
Oh, oui. And wines, we must. There are Australian wines, oui. Because what is cheese without bread and wine?
And
We
meatloaf.
must have all three.
And meatloaf. It must go with the meatloaf. For to get into the American market, we have to have cheese that goes with the American food, no?
Oh, oui. Cheese, and I guess you could put cheese on top of meatloaf.
Right, instead of ketchup. If we can get them to not use that awful condiment, instead having them use our cheese.
Oui, meatloaf with platypus cheese on top has to be fantastic.
Yeah, so let us go do the research.
We shall do research.
Hey, mate. Got the shrimp on the barbie.
I'd expected nothing less of you.
Julianne, he is looking at you.
And to your strength, my handsome man.
Ah,
Only my Clementine.
You know, I picked these shrimp out just for you.
I actually picked out some perfect, wee tiny bits of maters out there. Had to fight off the platypus for it.
They made you a strong woman.
Not as strong as you, Clementine.
Oh, you know, you tickle my fancy.
You can tickle me anywhere.
Oh, now you've done it.
We'll have to turn the Barbie down a bit, eh?
I've got the shrimp for you here, Julianne.
Mmm. Mmm. Mmm.
Succulent, eh?
Mmm. I've died and gone to heaven. Oh,
Heaven, it takes me back. Remember, we were carousing the streets of Sydney, eh?
that was the day we met. I was selling bread. You were trying to convince a bunch of Frenchmen to milk some platypus.
And they did, you know. They gave me all the dollars they had.
That's why we've got shrimp on the Barbie.
And a special cut of platypus, mate.
You're spoiling me.
Give it a taste there, Julianne.
Might be something to this.
I wrestled that platypus right out of the ocean for you.
The Frenchmen have no idea that the ocean platypus are so much better. Can I have some more then?
Of course. Hold on. I'm going to lift my beer ski to you first. More platypus coming right up.
Brian, my tongue longs for the taste of bacon.
I don't know if you'll be happy with this one. Besides, I just licked it, but you could, if you want, it's turkey bacon, which is really, it's not bacon.
Brian, did you notice that I opened my mouth and my salivary glands started salivarying when you said what it was?
Yeah.
And then you said the word turkey. And when you said that,
I know. Why did they even call it bacon? That's my question.
I felt like, I don't know, you remember you were 12 and I was 10 and we got a dog and
Right.
Mom and Dad said, "This is Brian's dog." They both sounded like that. That's how that moment felt.
And do you realize, Daryl, that I ended up actually taking full responsibility for that dog completely? And you got a chance to just pet him and play with him and all that stuff. It was like good cop, bad cop.
Brian, he's still a borrowed dog. I mean, you named the dog Brian. It was Brian and Brian. It was so cute.
Well, you could have called him Daryl for that matter, but you didn't.
But he was your dog, Brian. I don't get to name your dog.
You get a chance to play with him. Don't you love the dog?
Yes, but I didn't bond with the dog the way you did.
Yeah, but you don't bond with animals like that. Remember,
I tried to bond with Brian the cat, but
you did.
you and Brian the dog, the three of you plotted against me. What were you going to say?
Nothing. I was just saying that maybe we should have named him something else.
Well, we had a dog,
Right.
a cat,
Right.
a goldfish,
Right.
and a turtle, all named Brian.
Don't forget our little brother Brian.
Yes. And the only thing that we ever named Daryl was a snail shell. It didn't even have a snail in it.
I know that. Why are you telling me that? Of course I know.
I know that you know. I'm trying to describe how it felt, Brian.
I'm sorry.
The only thing in the house named Daryl was me and an empty shell of escargot. How it felt.
I didn't know that you were feeling so badly about this. I kind of wish that I had done something back then when it first started happening.
I used to write it when I wrote your birthday card because you all shared birthdays together.
And it got very confusing. I thought you were writing it for another,
Brian, and Daryl, knowing that it was the empty snail shell.
Love Brian.
My name is Daryl.
No, I'm saying when people gave me birthday presents, they would say Brian because most of the family had something to do with Brian, right? When you did, you said love Daryl, and I was always confused because I thought you were saying that you loved yourself.
That was me reaching out for you to let you know that I was feeling left behind in the naming.
Wow. You know what I think we ought to do? I think we should go down to the ASPCA and get ourselves another dog or a cat or whatever you want, okay?
Yes.
And we can name him Brian. He's so hung up on names. Names are not that important. I love him. He's my brother. What the heck's his name again? And
thank you for coming. First thing, I want to thank everybody for being here. You are the best ad executives in all of what is it, Madison Avenue. It took me a minute to remember where we were. Now, thank you again for coming. We need to brainstorm a slogan for meatloaf. Meatloaf. We got to get America to eat more meatloaf. So let's dive in. All right, just give me one word. Just give me brainstorming. One word. I say meatloaf. You say
rock and roll.
Sure, rock and roll. I say meatloaf. You say that again, JL?
Juicy.
Juicy, yeah, juicy meatloaf. What else?
Home.
I heard. Home, good.
Crunchy.
Crunchy, Beth. Interesting on meatloaf. Okay, Barry, I say meatloaf. You say
Hard-boiled egg.
oh, yeah, in the center. Don, meatloaf.
What? Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Again, good one. Steve, meatloaf.
Simple.
Meatball, why not? Barry,
simple.
meatloaf.
Mashed potatoes.
I love it. JL, meatloaf.
Delicious.
Delicious. That's a great word. And Beth Ann, meatloaf.
Family.
Family. Oh my God. It's so beautiful. All right. Using some of those words that just came out, use the words that we just heard. Let's hear our slogan. And I would like to hear it.
You okay?
And that's, hey, JL, meatloaf is not something to,
Amazing.
I was going to say scoff, but I appreciate it. All right, here we go. One word at a time. We're going to start with you. One word at a time. Give me one word. Done.
I
JL,
Love.
Steve,
Meatloaf.
Beth Ann,
Because
Barry,
Mashed potatoes.
Don,
go
JL,
Perfectly.
Steve,
With
Beth Ann,
family.
Barry.
Because
Oh, good. All right. Don,
family.
JL,
Love.
Steve.
Meatloaf.
Nice. That is the perfect slogan. I just forgot to write it down. So let's all do it together in one voice. Are we ready?
Crunchy family meatloaf,
Meatloaf.
meatballs, mashed potatoes.
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 Because yummy, delicious
Yep.
family.
Family. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I wrote it down exactly right. You guys are the best. Thanks for coming. I so appreciate it. I don't know how I'm ever going to thank you.
Darling, you look worried.
Marguerite, I am worried. I am worried. I am worried because I am thinking that our obsession with the cheese and the platypus in Australia is getting in the way of our love.
Oh, Jean-Paul, no. You should not think that. It is clear to me that we have been working very hard in Australia, and our favorite platypus, Brian, has been acting strange lately. And I think maybe we have overworked Brian as well.
That is a possibility. Is not his name Daryl? I do not remember. It's and see, that is what I'm talking about.
Daryl
Because-
is the second favorite, along with the other brother, Daryl.
Oh,
And
but no, Marguerite, no. Us.
Jean-Paul, there will always be an us. Always. But mais c'est un problème that the gentleman Clementine, I think he treated us badly where the money comes in. I think he cheated us.
But and again, Marguerite, money is just money. It means nothing when we are not good. Money comes and goes. But
You are
love, my
right.
darling. Love, my darling.
You are
Stay.
right, Jean-Paul. You are right. I am wrong. Forgive me.
No. There is no forgiveness needed. We have valleys and we have ups and downs, right?
And we have cheese. We
Yes.
have
Oh, yes. Cheese. Cheese. These people do not understand. They do not understand what we're getting per half ounce in New York for this.
Everything we make sells immediately.
Solid gold.
It is magnifique, darling. We are, regardless of whether or not Clementine cheated us, we are making lots and lots of money.
Yes. And so let us go and put the ownership papers in his name, because we're done with this.
And we can go back to our home in France. Oh,
Oui.
I love it.
Hey, old Juliana. I have our baby platypus here.
They are so sweet when they're little.
I named it Daryl.
Daryl. What a lovely name. So much better than Brian.
You know, I think we ate Brian on the last Barbie.
Shh. Daryl will hear us.
I put the headphones right on his little platypus ears.
It's brilliant. So I can lay him down in his bed of lettuce.
Oh, the little Tatar, eh?
I've been checking recipes. We need to branch out. A platypus shrimp meatloaf.
Oh, there's a nice ceviche, huh?
It's like it's surf and surf. It's an island thing.
You come up with the best recipes, Julianne.
You breed the best platypus. I am so grateful, Clementine, that you took all of the money and you invested in our platypus farm. We own half of the country.
We are going to just take the market by storm, Julianne.
So long as storms don't come and wreck our market.
No. I've got an idea. Let's run over to the Barbie and I'll let you in on it.
Can't hear anybody.
Yeah. I can't believe it. Do you remember the time when we ended up fighting about our name, the Brian and the Daryl thing, and the Brian and the Daryl? I mean, is that really a reason to, like, not see each other for years? I mean, really?
Yeah. It was totally a reason to not see each other for years. I was really hurt by that.
But I mean, I guess because, you know, I was the predominant name and you were the less spoken name. But there was nothing I could do. I mean, there was nothing I could do. It had already been done.
Brian, you were the eldest brother. You know, you did better in school. You took over the family business. You turned it into a giant conglomerate. I mean, it's the largest media giant in the world. Dad, just before his head was frozen, said, turn the company over to Brian Disney. Not Daryl Disney, because it sounded stupid, although every single one of his stupid characters has a D and a D in it. Daffy Duck, Daryl.
Daryl, I want to get out of the job, and I want to give it to you. You want to take Dad's business? You can have Dad's business. Halas.
Brian, I'm gonna run Disney. I've spent my entire career
Doing that, I know.
recording these videos. I'm just taking, and all I do is I take them, put from one. Now they're in the vaults. Now they're released.
I'll teach you.
You're gonna. Wow.
Well, we got to patch this up. I mean, I'm not going to go on for the rest of my life, right? Not seeing my brother because of a stupid thing about names. I mean, come on, that's silly.
Okay, then. If I take over, I really want to rename the company. Disney. I would like to call it Daryl Vision.
Yeah. I don't quite see Daryl. Okay, all right. A Daryl Vision, and then underneath there we can say Bewitched.
I love it. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go to your office right now and start changing things.
See, come on, we got to get back together. It's ridiculous, right? You can see that I am trying. Now, if he doesn't end up coming back to me as my good brother and love me, I have done my best.
Everyone, come in. Welcome to the dance recital. Please come in. Today's interpretive dance is all based entirely upon meatloaf. Just let your body move. Let your body move. When you think of the word meatloaf, let it move. There's no leading, only following. Start picking up what other people. There we go. Meatloaf. Ooh, meatloaf. Ooh, 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 meatloaf. Ooh. 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 Trying to find the one thing that we're all doing together. What are we doing? Ooh. 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 I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. This is a beautiful dance. Someone name. What is this that we're doing?
Tickle my brain.
Oh, my darling, we have had such a good run with the pickup platypus cheese. What will be next for our cutting edge ideas?
Well, the rich ones in the Americas, the Bezos and all of them, they're beginning to look out into space,
Are we?
I am thinking that when they told us the moon was not made of the green cheese, I am thinking that they were lying.
Oh, it is a plot, is it not?
Yes. We.
Oh, and if we get there, we can claim the green cheese in the name of France.
Why France? Our name.
We can claim the green cheese in the name of Jean-Paul.
And Marguerite.
And Marguerite. Oh. Oh.
I mean, the Australians, they think that they own the cheese, but they don't. Everything that they do, we own underneath them. And
they're copycats. They see what we are doing and they mimic. They have not an original idea in their brain.
Marguerite, what I'm trying to say is that nobody owns anything in this world except us.
Pardon? We own everything in the world?
We do.
Oh.
Exactly. Now you see why I was not worried about money.
Oh, Jean-Paul, that is so refreshing to hear. Our love goes on forever, and so do our finances.
To the moon.
You were right, Julianne. Capturing them French and putting them on the Barbie. It was good, huh?
They're small. They're like shrimp.
Glad we own them now.
And the cheese. The cheese is ours.
The platypus cheese. It was great with a beerski, hey?
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
It was brilliant, brilliant stroke of yours, Clementine.
Oh,
To
Julie.
reach out. No. To reach out and to tell Daryl Disney. To you.
To us.
Mm.
To Platypus Vision.
Platypus vision.
Hi. When you get more French.
I know. I ruined Disney. At least I got us these jobs sorting tapes at Platypus Vision.
Fuck.
Who'd have thought Platypus would be so popular?
You know, I tried. I tried.
You know what, Brian? You gave me a shot. You really did. You gave me a shot.
And you blew it.
You know, I was about to say that for myself. I was about to go, you gave me a shot, but I blew it. Aren't you the nice guy? But yeah, I blew it.
Oh, you're going to do that thing where it's like, you know, you're so upset and putting yourself down, so I can't put yourself down? Huh? Is that what you're trying to do? Huh? Put yourself down, so then I won't be able to put yourself down. I know this. I know that. You've been doing that for years, Darnell.
You were the only one that knew that I was adopted and my real name was Darnell. And now you're throwing it in my face. You've kept my secrets and you gave me a shot, and I'm so sorry, Brian.
It's not that you blew up the business. That's not what bothers me. What bothers me is you didn't thank me. You never thanked me.
Oh my God.
If it wasn't for me doing what I did, you and I would still have been estranged for years.
Dear Brian.
Just me. You don't have to say the other Brians.
And Brian.
Ugh.
Thank you. And I love you. You're a great brother.
So why do you have to include everybody else? If it's just me, then you say one Brian. You don't say 5 Brians. One Brian is enough. No, you have to mention the dog and the cat, and you have to mention all the others. Okay, I give him a hard time. That's what brothers do. We give each other a hard time. I love him. Hope he's healthy.
All right. We're gonna. You've met some characters, and those characters were all in their own world. Now we're gonna have all those characters come together. We're gonna play a quick game of freeze tag, like a 5-minute game of freeze tag. But we're gonna play that game in the characters you just saw during Harold. Ooh. Can I have a line of dialogue from the show so far that really pops out in your head?
The moon is made of green cheese.
The moon is made of green cheese. Can I please have 2 volunteers that are going to, I see Steve and I see, give somebody, oh, there we go. Steve and Barry. That's going to be our first meeting. Right. And one of you is going to start with that line of dialogue, and then in reference to the scenes that we just saw, away you go.
So, Monsieur Clementine, the moon, you know, is made of the green cheese.
Yes, I know. I just happen to have some right off the Barbie.
Well, that surprises me. You must be off of, you must have talked to then Mr. Bezos. He's the only one who has been there. Unless you are taking the one from the old Apollo mission, that might make you sick. Be very careful.
Freeze. Don, are you freezing in? Are you tagging in? Do you want
Sure.
to take somebody
Yes.
else? Who would you like to take?
I'm tagging Barry.
Excellent. Take his physical position first. There you go. Way you go.
You gave me bacon. I haven't eaten bacon in 20 years.
That is what rich people do. We give to people who are less fortunate.
But the famous thing you're famous for is cheese. I'd like to have some cheese, and you gave me bacon.
Then all you have to do is ask for it, my friend. Of course you can.
Freeze. Beth Ann, who would you like?
Steve,
Excellent.
the platypus is not ripe yet.
Oh, I was not aware that you have to do things to make the platypus ripe. I assumed they just became ripe by not doing anything. That's just a little bit of a...
You are unfamiliar with raising a platypus. You've raised dogs and cats and snail shells.
Freeze, JL. Who do you want?
I will take the place of Dawn.
Lovely.
Julianne, it has come to my attention that you think that you and Clementine now own our business.
You never owned your own business. Clementine, he's brilliant.
I do not believe this is so. I mean, you also that you killed and ate us, I think. That you barbecued us.
Freeze. I'll take Beth Ann. Thank you. Marguerite, it's you could see the drool from your cheese and all your French things. I just think you French are so cool.
Oh,
The
Daryl.
drool.
Daryl, I need to tell you, Daryl, that I think you are so much cuter than that silly brother of yours who is obsessed with naming everything after himself.
That is
Modesty.
Please. I would like to take Marguerite, please. Dornell.
Yeah.
Finally, I have found you.
Oh yeah, I've been hitchhiking forever, and
Yes, I've been looking for years for you since we put you up for adoption.
Papa.
Finally.
Oh, just promise me you won't throw me on the Barbie.
No, not you.
And scene. That's going to be the end of our show. It's all about the love. All right, fabulous, wonderful improvisers. I want to take a second to thank them again. Thank you, JodyLee, and thank you, Steve, and thank you, Beth Ann, and thank you, Barry, and thank you, Don. That was Friday. Oh, yes. And I am your host, Scotty Watson. That was Friday Night Improv. It's here every Friday. So you can stick around until then, or you can buy this fancy thing called a calendar. And I'll see everybody next week.